Hey there, friend. We are beginning the second part of a message where my wife and I sort of tag teamed and taught on relationship, about the need for, women to respect their husbands, men to love their wives. And we're going to go right into that service where my wife was speaking. You are going to love my wife, Janet. Let's go to it.
So how can you make peace with your wife? Number one thing, have absolute confidence in the power of your gentleness. Proverbs 15:1, it says, a gentle or soft, loving answer turns away wrath, especially your wife's. But a harsh word stirs up anger. Your loving attitude triggers something deep in her heart. I remember the story about a teenage son coming to his mom and just talking with her, and she felt it was kind of harsh, and so she said, you know what, son, please don't talk to me that way anymore. And he's like, well, I don't know what the big deal is. I mean, that's why I talk to my friends. And she said, well, I'm not your friend, I'm your mother, and I'm a woman, and you don't talk to women that way. Just a good lesson for that son in how not to be harsh with women. Your loving attitude will and gentleness will trigger something in her heart. It's amazing. So gentleness, and then another way to make peace. You'll make peace when you don't blame her, but instead you confess your part of the blame. If you admit when you're wrong and apologize by saying you're sorry, this is a humongous, I mean really big turn on for women. And I think sometimes for men it can be hard because you might feel like you're losing respect if you say you're sorry. But it's a humongous turn on for women. When Bayless says he's sorry, I melt. And also just kind of the way that we're wired as women, and just kind of trying to equalize everything. And it's like as soon as you say you're sorry, it's like, oh, wait a minute, I had a part in it too. I'm sorry. So you won't lose respect. In fact, you will gain respect by saying you're sorry. And everybody said yay. Peacemaking can be difficult, but it's always worth it. A genuine I'm sorry touches a woman's heart so much that she just might want to grab your hand and drag you to the bedroom. Understanding makes her feel loved. She wants to be understood.
The second area to respect your man is with his wisdom. It's the man's God-given nature to lead and to fix, to guide and to solve things. There was a couple, before they got married, they agreed that he would handle all of the major decisions that came up in their life in marriage, and she would handle all the minor decisions. 20 years into the marriage, he realized they had never come across a major decision. Yeah. Think about that, all right? Ephesians chapter 5 and verse 22. Wives, submit to your own husbands as to the Lord. The husband is head of the wife, as also Christ is head of the church, and he is the Savior of the body. Therefore, just as the church is subject to Christ, so let the wives be to their own husbands in everything. It is not demeaning, nor does it diminish the wife in any way to submit to her husband. It's actually a military term. It means to set yourself in rank under. And God has set up an order in the home. Yes, you are equals, but there needs to be a first among equals when it comes to final decisions. Now, Janet and I, we don't always see eye to eye. She's very opinionated. She's very smart. And she tells me what she thinks, and I share what I think. And if we see differently, I'll pray about it. We may talk more. But then after talking, praying about it, if I still feel like we need to go in another direction, you know what? She submits. She puts her trust in God. And you know what? God actually uses me sometimes. He actually does lead through me. And I know some wives will say, yeah, but my husband is so passive. If I don't make the decisions, nothing will get done. Well, could it be that when he did come forward to suggest something, you had a better idea. And you dug in your heels and were unrelenting, and finally he just gave in. With some, every time their husband has tried to make a decision, they've trumped him. And finally, he's just resigned to letting her have her way. There's less conflict. She's going to get what she wants anyway. She's not going to let go of this thing, and just leaves it at that. Some ladies say, no, I want him to take the lead, just as long as he does what I want. That's the problem. What if he makes a decision that is divergent from what you think is best? Do you fight him? Do you throw out an anchor of moodiness that says, okay, I'll go along, but you are going to suffer for this? Do you stand up for your rights, which generally means being disrespectful? Ladies, I'll let you in on a little secret. You will get your way far more than you think if you will recognize and respect his God-ordained desire to lead. Yes, it will take faith in God. But you know what? When we trust God and we do what his word says, it is amazing. Some of you will find that God will lead your husband if you, through just a quiet spirit, demonstrate respect for his opinions and for his decisions. And I think you will find your husband unconsciously responding to you in love when you honor that God-given desire to lead and to make decisions. You know, Janet and I, we chatted about this before I got up, so no surprises here. But there was a time, a little event happened between us where there was something that needed to be done, but I had just sort of left it. It had been there dormant for a while, and it was something that I should have taken the initiative on, and finally I did. And it involved, talking to an attorney to get some things sorted out. And so I brought it up one day, and I said, we're going to go ahead and see this guy. And she goes, no way. She didn't like that attorney. And she dug in her heels. And, I know why she didn't like him. I liked him a lot. He was really direct. She thought he was rude. But, to me, it was just like, no nonsense. I'm not here to be your friend. I'm going to answer your questions. But she would have liked somebody that would have had more rapport and built a relationship and that. And I liked him. She didn't like him. So she dug her heels in. And every time I said something, she had an answer for it. And I felt myself shutting down inside. And finally, I said, you know what? I'm going to go outside. And I just went out in the backyard and sat in the sun for a little while and was just sort of rolling it over inside. I was angry because the way that my male brain interpreted that is I don't respect you. I don't respect the decision that you've made. And I'm thinking, from the male, psyche is like, hey, I've taken initiative, I've taken the lead on this thing, I've finally done it, and instead of you going, awesome, you fight me on it. And so my response was just like, just forget it. Just forget the whole thing. And my wife's very clever. She came back in a little while and says, honey, I'm sorry. I know, I don't like that guy, but what if we just maybe looked into another attorney as well, and then you make the decision, and if you want to go with that guy, we'll go with him, but could we just maybe look at somebody else? And it was like, emptying a dump truck of respect on my heart when she did that. It changed everything. She was saying, I do respect your leadership. I do respect your decision. But, can we do this? And then you just still make the final call on it. And, just by her doing that, I'm far more disposed to not even go see that guy that I wanted to see and just go with the one that she wanted to. It is the way we've been wired up. And in addition to that, it's within us, as Janet was talking about, to solve and to fix things. And God put that in the man in the garden. When God created Adam, the first thing he did was give him a job. If Adam, had a conflict or a problem, he could either talk to God or he had to internalize things and fix things. First thing God gives to the woman is a relationship. So when she has a problem, first thing she wants to do is talk and relate. And understanding that is so significant. Ladies, you bring up a problem, and we immediately try and solve it. That's what we do. That's how we're wired up. So you have a problem, you start to share. All we want to do is extract enough information from you so that we can come up with a solution. So when we feel we've extracted enough information, we go inside. We start internalizing, your lips are moving, and we don't hear another word you say. Now, if you don't want a plan to fix things, and you're just wanting us to listen, tell us. We're okay with that, but you need to tell us. But if you don't tell us, we will come up with a solution, and then if you keep talking about the problem and don't value our solution, it is interpreted through the male psyche as disrespect. She asked me for a solution, and then I gave one, and she doesn't even want it. So respect the way that God has created us. Respect our desire to lead and to fix things. Praise your man for his efforts, even if his choice turned out not to be the best choice. And maybe when he was determined to do a certain thing, you guys talked about it, prayed about it, whatever, he's still doing it, and you're thinking, God in heaven and all the angels, and I know this is not the best decision. But you know what? I'm going to put a smile on my face and I'm going to submit. And you know what? Gets down the track and he realizes and it becomes evident it wasn't the smartest decision. You don't say, idiot, I told you. No, you know what? Say, I'm just glad that you took the initiative and made a decision. You know, I just have so much respect for you that you wanted to do it. That's what we need to hear. Tell him you respect him for taking the initiative, and amazing things will begin to happen. Give him what he needs, and he will unconsciously begin to give you what you need.
Good job. The third thing, we had C, U, and P for our cup overflowing. P, she wants to be prized. A woman wants to be prized. She wants to know she is the one and only. Am I your one and only? Oh. Song of Solomon in chapter 2, verse 10, it says, "My beloved said to me, 'Rise up, my love, my fair one, and come away.' And a woman always likes to hear, 'You alone are my love.'" And really, a woman needs reassurance in this area. So just know she needs your reassurance in this area. Not jokes and teasing. I'm sure many of you have heard this joke about the 4 golfers at the funeral, or the funeral procession. They're actually all golfing, 4 guys all golfing, and suddenly a funeral procession starts going by, and they notice one of the guys, he stands up straight, takes off his hat, puts it over his heart, bows his head, and the other ones are looking at him like, "What is the deal? We didn't know you were so respectful." He said, "Yeah, she was a great gal. I was married to her for 43 years. Yeah, we're not built to appreciate that kind of humor. We're constructed to appreciate loyalty and commitment. Proverbs 5:18, it says, "Rejoice with the wife of your youth." So how do you do that? How do you let her know she's prized? So just do everything you can to let her know that you're committed to her for as long as you both will live. Just tell her. Just tell her. We love to hear it. And mean it too. I'm sure you would. Another thing, speak highly of her in front of other people. Ephesians 5 says, wash her with the water of the word. Wash her with your words. Speak highly of her in front of other people. Your words are so important. Words are important to a woman. She listens to every word you say. Words are important. Another thing, thank her, well, just for being her, but also for everything she does, for things she does. You've maybe heard this little story of the husband who comes home from work And I mean, he's got to get out of the car and move the bicycles and the tricycles out of the driveway. They're all strewn in the driveway. He comes in the house, and I mean, the dishes are all piled up, and the little kids are writing on the wall with the crayons or the markers, and the laundry stacked up. There's clothes kind of laying around. It's really messy, and he's looking for his wife, and he can't find her anywhere. And then he goes back to the bedroom, and she's sleeping. And he's like, what are you doing? I mean, the kids are out there, and everything's just a mess. And she said, well, she's kind of waking up, and she goes, you always ask me, what did I do all day when you come home from work? Today, I didn't do it. So thank her for what she does. Proverbs 31, 28, 29. Your words mean a lot to her. It says, your children rise up and call her blessed. Her husband also, and he praises her. And he says, many daughters have done well, but to me, you excel them all. You excel them all. His words mean so much. And at the end of the day, that's the thing that's most important to me, is that things are good with my husband, and that he loves me and cherishes me. That's the first and foremost thing on my mind. And I want to know that I'm on his mind too, that I am first and foremost in his life. And I want to feel treasured like I am the most important woman on the face of the earth, the most loved woman on the face of the earth. Another thing you can do is just open the car door or open doors for her. It means a lot. And of course, you'll never be able to show her the amount of esteem that she really wants. No man can. But your words and just different symbolic actions can do a great deal to bridge that gap. Remember birthdays and anniversaries. We gave birth, so we remember them. However, I do remember one time I did forget our wedding anniversary. It's really crazy. This is back in the day when we wrote checks, and we still write a few checks, but anyway, I'm writing January 9th. January 9th. That's something. What is that? That's something special. What is it? So I kind of just thought, I don't know. And then the mail came, and we got an anniversary card, and I go, it's sad. That was a long time ago, though. And with gifts and things, the expense of that comes secondary to how much thought she thinks you put into that gift. Like this one lady got flowers, and her husband didn't give her flowers that often, and she kept them in this vase for 3 months until they became sticks, because every time she looked at them, it reminded her of her husband's love, and that he was thinking about her. And that woman was me. No. Just kidding. Just things like the flowers and that, it just shows your love and your thoughtfulness that you're thinking about us. I'm telling you, you can never go wrong giving woman flowers. And all the women said, yes, you can never go wrong. A funny story about the flowers. He's good, he gives me flowers. But not too long ago, a friend of ours gave us, they're out-of-state couple, and they're just generous people, and they just wanted to bring some gifts. So they came, they brought him a gift, and they brought me a bunch of flowers. And then another thing he did for his wife, he designed this little ring for her, a really beautiful ring. He designed it himself, and then he got them tickets to Paris, and he met her. They went up on the Eiffel Tower, and he gave her this ring. And Bayless sent him a text and said, you need to cut this out because you're raising the bar too high. I mean, the thought he put into that means so much to her, and how much he cherishes her and treasures her. So closeness, she wants understanding, and she wants to be prized. She is God's daughter after all, and he wants you to handle her with care.
The final and third areas we draw to a close. Women, you need to respect your husband in the area of his warmth. That is, the man's God-given desire for companionship and for sex. Let's talk about companionship first. It's Titus chapter 2 and verse 4 talks about the older women teaching the younger women. It says that they admonish the young women to love their husbands, to love their children. It's interesting, the Greek word here for love, where the older women are to admonish or encourage the younger women to love their husbands. It's the Greek word phileo, the word for friendship. It's where the word Philadelphia comes from. Philadelphia is the city of brotherly love. Well, it's because it comes from that Greek word phileo. And this says the older women encourage, admonish the younger women to be friends with their husbands. Now, most husbands, if you ask them, does your wife love you? They say, yeah, she loves me. But if you ask the same man, does your wife like you? A lot of times you are going to find a hesitation on the man's part because he's not sure. Ladies, men communicate by sharing experiences, and talking is optional. It's actually not elemental to how we develop relationships. It's very important to us to share experiences. It's one of the ways that we bond and build friendships. You say, how can you're not building a relationship if you're not talking? Yes, we are. That's the way we do it. You get a husband, he goes out, spends the whole day fishing with his friends. You go, what'd you guys talk about? I don't know. Nothing. We didn't talk very much. How could you be together for 7 hours and not talk much? It's how we do it. What can I say? It was a lady who went into her husband's shop in the garage, and she'd never done it before. Just sat down on the stool while he's tinkering around, and he's got something in the vise and he's filing it. She thinks, this is odd. He just looks at her and smiles. She smiles back, doesn't say anything. About 15 minutes later, he looks over and he kind of grins at her. She grins back. About 45 minutes later, he says, I don't know what you're doing, but keep doing it. She's energizing him by just being with him. Listen, if your husband says, hey, why don't you just come sit with me and watch TV? He's not inviting you to come talk. Better if you don't. You're thinking about that's not building a relationship to us. It is. As much as you want face-to-face communication, we like this side-to-side friendship. You need to be friends with your husband. Some of you did it before you were married. You would sit down with him and you'd watch football games with him and you'd hang out with him and do these things he liked, and he's thinking, I've got to marry this one quick. I'm not letting her get away. You're feeling a very deep need in his life, and you're showing respect for him in this area of relationship. And then after you get married, you quit doing those things. And he feels like you tricked him. She's not the same girl that I married. Respect him by giving him what he needs, and he will unconsciously give you what you need. The same is so true in the sexual relationship. Listen to these verses from 1 Corinthians 7, 1 through 4 from the Message translation. Paul writes, now, getting down to the questions you asked in your letter to me. First, is it a good thing to have sexual relations? Certainly, but only within a certain context. It's good for a man to have a wife and for a woman to have a husband. Sexual drives are strong, but marriage is strong enough to contain them and provide for a balanced and fulfilling sexual life in a world of sexual disorder. The marriage bed must be a place of mutuality. The husband seeking to satisfy his wife, the wife seeking to satisfy her husband. Marriage is not a place to stand up for your rights. Marriage is a decision to serve the other, whether in bed or out. There's a guy filling out a job application, gets down to the place where you have to check sex, male or female. He just writes over the top of it, not enough. And we know women, they want to feel close, they want to feel loved and appreciated in order to share sexually. All right, ladies, we're getting that. But for the men, it's just the reverse. For men, the sexual act is what brings us close to you. And we're trying to learn what makes you tick, but you need to respect us as well. We're wired up that way. It's not like, what's wrong with you? Is that all you think about? Oh, God made him that way. You know, he gets out of the shower and you go, look, you're dripping water all over the floor. Will you stand on the bath mat, please? I guarantee you, when you step out of the shower, he is not looking at the water on the floor. And that's all he needs to see, and he is ready. There's nothing wrong with him. Respect the way that God made him. Here's a rule. You cannot get what you need by depriving your partner of what they need. You will never get what you need by depriving your partner of what they need. And by the grace of God, he'll begin to realize and fulfill your needs as well as you begin to respect him in these areas of work, wisdom, and warmth. You know, next to your relationship with God, the most important relationship in your life is that person that you choose to marry. And whether you have a great marriage, mediocre marriage, bad marriage, or maybe you're single and want to be married, maybe you're divorced, whatever the case is, I would encourage you to get this teaching, get a CD or a DVD and listen to it over and over. Look at the verses that we quoted and that we talked about, read them in their setting, and do all you can, to make this important relationship as strong as it can be. I want you to join us next time. We've got some great things to share with you. God bless you.